guys, and welcome to another video. And today I'm gonna talk about a problem with Paper Mario on Nintendo Switch Online. And just overall, I really haven't had any problems with it myself. It's been running well on my Nintendo Switch and everything, but I wanted to bring attention to something pretty serious that has been happening to other people's games. I actually haven't had this problem, and I can't really speak for everyone, because I guess this is more isolated issues, but the fact that it happens anyway, and the fact that there's a bug within Paper Mario on Nintendo Switch Online is important enough to bring up, and I just wanted to spread attention for this. I really want Nintendo to know about this and fix this eventually, because this is almost game breaking for the people who have it. So basically, some people have been having a problem with Paper Mario 64 where if they die to a boss, I think it's either General Guy, Anti-Guy, or Lava Piranha, those are the ones that are mentioned. I think there's also a boss in Chapter 6 too, in the Flower Fields area, but I'm not sure about that one, but I know it's definitely Anti-Guy, General Guy, and Lava Piranha. Those are the three that are mentioned the most. Not really the final boss or anything, just those three bosses specifically. And when they were dying to them, their whole save file either got deleted or completely got reset back to Chapter 3, which is really weird. And I don't know how this is happening. I know Paper Mario is definitely prone to crashes, as was seen on Strider7X's channel a few years ago with all of those videos that he did. Paper Mario is definitely prone to crashing. It's a really easy game to crash, but just dying to a boss and the game crashing and deleting a save file, that just seems pretty weird. And that really doesn't happen on the original cartridge or the Virtual Console version of it. So it definitely has to be a part of Nintendo's emulation here that's causing this problem, because that wouldn't really happen in the first place on any other type of emulation, unless it was a really bad or really weird emulator. So there's something really weird here. There was also a video that someone sent on the r/Paper Mario subreddit where they hit a tree in Chapter 7 of Paper Mario, and the game crashed and did the same thing as dying to a boss for some people. This actually hasn't happened to me. I died multiple times to Lava Piranha and Anti-Guy, and my save file was fine, my game didn't crash. But this is definitely a reoccurring thing that's happening to a lot of people, so it's definitely a big problem, and I really think Nintendo should fix this. And I'm kind of worried that they don't, because they haven't fixed any of the Ocarina of Time problems, and they don't always fix bugs in their emulation with Nintendo Switch Online and everything. I know they have fixed things in their emulation before with 3D All-Stars, so I'm not sure if they're gonna do it here. I think they did fix some things when they did add Paper Mario, so I really hope they fix this problem, because this seems pretty prevalent, and it actually is happening a lot, with people on the r/Paper Mario subreddit, so it seems like a big problem. Fortunately, this can be prevented with, save states, and that's what I've been doing in the case of, a crash happening, but you really shouldn't have to resort to save states. I normally don't use save states that much. I do use save states on longer games, in case of something like this happening, because it's a longer game, and I just don't want anything to happen to my files, but you really shouldn't have to use save states in a game. Save states are more of an optional thing if you're having trouble with the game, and just going back and doing an area without going all the way back to the save point in the game. I feel like it's really the main use of save states, kind of mostly for people who are having issues with the game or making the game more accessible for people. It's not really a replacement for actually saving the game. And it also reveals the problem overall with Nintendo's online service, with charging $50 for a very flawed emulator. And it's just, I don't know why they keep getting away with this. They should definitely address this And it just really seems like it kind of aligns with a lot of the things that Nintendo's been doing in 2020 and 2021. Like, they're not really addressing anything about it, kind of like Joy-Con drift, because this is a very similar problem, the Joy-Con drift. Not really similar in the way of literally being similar, but similar kind of as Nintendo not really addressing it at all, and it being a major issue, because even though it hasn't happened to everyone, it happened to a lot of people, and it's definitely a game-breaking problem, because it basically deletes your save file or resets your save file back to a certain point. So I really hope, like, if you're watching this video and this happened to you with the game crashing and deleting your save file, please address this to Nintendo. Maybe not if, maybe if you hasn't even happened to you, or you don't even have the online service, just let Nintendo know about this. Like, go on to Nintendo support or any way of contacting Nintendo about this and letting them know, because this is definitely a pretty significant issue, and it definitely shouldn't happen again with any other future games. They should definitely fix it, because there's a lot of people who like Paper Mario, like myself, and people who want to play Paper Mario on the Switch, and they should definitely have Nintendo fix this, and also let Nintendo know on Twitter. Like, I know people have been already doing this, but try to let Nintendo know that this is not worth $50 at all, and I definitely advise not buying the service at all. Like, or if you've already bought it, don't buy it next year, because it's definitely not worth it. There are definitely better ways of playing Nintendo 64 games, like in the video that I made a couple months ago, basically, where I went on about, like, you could play it on the Nintendo 64 itself, you could play it on an emulator on a PC, or use a Wii U if you have one, or you could possibly modify your Wii or Wii U that get games onto there. So there's a lot of ways of playing Nintendo 64 games without the expansion pack. So definitely use those other ways. Don't get the expansion pack, and let Nintendo know that there's a problem with Paper Mario, with, like, all these bugs and everything with the game. So I feel like actually fixing the game is a step in the right direction, but there definitely needs to be more than just that. Like, they should definitely overhaul their service to actually make it affordable and worth it with, like, a lot of the games they have on there. Because if they separated the Nintendo 64 online service and made it like a $10 thing you could buy without the expansion pack, that would actually be a good deal. Like, that would actually be, like, pretty reasonable, and Nintendo would make a lot of money off of it. And they could also provide a service where you could actually download the games, and you could pay for them individually, which is definitely possible, because the games are actually downloaded onto the thing, and you can basically, they could make it so where you can unlock each game with a certain price. They could definitely do that, but they just really need a way of doing that, like a way where people can actually access these games without, like, such a huge price, or like a way without, like, connecting to the internet or repaying for your online service. So overall, it's unfortunate that all of these problems have been happening to Paper Mario 64 on the Switch, and Nintendo definitely needs to do something both about these bugs and their online service in general. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and make sure to check out my Discord server and Twitter if you want to. Goodbye.